Charles and Camilla are all smiles as they share a joke at the Braemar Gathering. The King and Queen smiled as they attended the annual Braemar Gathering Highland Games in Scotland, one day before his accession anniversary. Charles was dressed in a tweed jacket and a navy, red and green kilt, and Camilla wore a navy dress with a feather pattern with a feathered hat. The couple were seen smiling as they chatted at Saturday's event, held a short distance from their summer residence at Balmoral in Aberdeenshire. Welcome to Royal Pancakes. If you are new here, please don't forget to subscribe and click the notification bell, so you don't miss any news about the British monarchy. Before their arrival, competitors took part in traditional Highland games including tug-of-war and the caber toss, and enjoyed performances by bagpipers, drummers and dancers. Dame Judi Dench was also among the crowds at the Princess Royal and Duke of Fife Memorial Park. The event, held on the first Saturday in September, has been running in its present form since 1832 and has been attended regularly by the reigning monarch and other members of the royal family since 1848. This year's Games was the second time the King has appeared as monarch at the event, having frequently attended while he was the Duke of Rothesay. The 2024 gathering falls one day before Charles's second accession anniversary, having become head of state immediately upon the death of his mother, the nation's longest reigning monarch, who died peacefully at Balmoral Castle on September 8, 2022 at the age of 96. The King has endured a difficult second year as sovereign, being diagnosed with cancer and dealing with ongoing treatment, while his daughter-in-law the Princess of Wales was also being treated for the disease. But a source said Charles had coped with the past year with a determination to be as public as he was able to reassure the nation about how much he could still do. He has also been buoyed by the Queen's support. Her natural warmth, resilience and sense of humour, as I'm sure any patient will tell you, is a wonderful thing to have, the source told the PA news agency. Of course it's been a stressful year for Her Majesty, too, but there was never a sense of despondency, only a determination that they would get through this, as with so many other challenging issues in the past. Charles is expected to attend church, spending time in private prayers and reflection, on the anniversary, which falls during his summer break on his Aberdeenshire estate in the Highlands. The King and Queen are gearing up for an important tour to Australia and Samoa in the autumn, their first major overseas trip since news of Charles's cancer was announced. Gun salutes are usually fired on Accession Day, but because this year the anniversary falls on a Sunday when salutes traditionally do not take place, the military tribute by the King's Troop Royal Horse Artillery at Hyde Park and the Honourable Artillery Company at the Tower of London has been moved to Monday. Both regiments taking part were responsible for firing the death gun salutes to mark the death of Queen Elizabeth II 2 years ago, with almost all of the soldiers and horses participating having a role in the late Queen's state funeral, and the proclamation of the King. Although she has not officially begun selling any products, Meghan sent 50 jars of homemade strawberry jam to her influencer friends, which they promoted on social media. Several of the pictures showed the jam placed in a basket surrounded by lemons. One fan wrote on social media, "We all know lemons go with gin and yet I sense rather delicious trolling." Another commented, "Oh, this absolutely is trolling. Well done Highgrove. Well done." A third said, "Royally trolling," accompanied by a laughing emoji. A royal watcher posted, "I always think limes with gin but so glad they used lemons. The lemons are a nice touch. Love it," wrote another royal fan. Someone added, "I love British humour," as they praised the Royal Collection shop. A royal watcher wrote, "I love the subtle trolling." Finally, a fan added, "So very funny. Something that can actually be bought too." King Charles is set to stay in a hotel with musty linens as he embarks on a royal tour, it has been claimed. The luxury beachside resort where the King and Queen will stay in Samoa later this year is in a rush to upgrade after reviews condemned its musty linens and outdated tiles. Reviews are mixed, with some recent visitors warning that the facilities were not clean, and everything seemed to be run down and falling apart. Others warned that the rooms were tired, the bathroom fixtures and fittings were dated, the bed linen was musty and the air conditioning was noisy. The food was additionally described by one guest as bland and tasteless. The hotel, which has not been named for security reasons, has secured £85,000 in government funding to upgrade the premises ahead of the royal visit in October. A large chunk of the money will be used to upgrade the presidential suite, where their majesties will likely stay. According to reports in the Telegraph, the other funds will be used to install baths and water features, as well as improve the driveway to the presidential suite, and the entrance roundabout. Despite the negative reviews, some guests praised the hotel, singling out its location, friendly staff and beautiful beach. The manager acknowledged that there would always be good and bad reviews and that visitors had different expectations. He told the Telegraph, "We have to acknowledge the circumstances as it is and work for ways to make it better. The accommodations and other plans will be of the highest caliber. The hotel will be closed for a week ahead of the King and Queen's visit to allow staff to prepare and carry out necessary security inspections." Buckingham Palace confirmed last week that King Charles, 75, and Queen Camilla, 77, would be travelling to Australia and Samoa in October. The trip, which was originally set to include New Zealand and Fiji, was curtailed on doctors' advice following the King's cancer diagnosis. The royal tour will now last around 10 days in total. The couple are expected to travel to the Australian Capital Territory and New South Wales, before attending the Commonwealth Heads of Government meeting on October 21 in Samoa. The four-star hotel where Charles and Camilla will stay on the Polynesian island is situated within a lagoon near beautiful beaches. Thousands of XR followers are expected to descend on the Berkshire town with the local council and Thames Valley Police, according to XR, giving permission for Home Park to be turned into a campsite for up to 10,000 people. The King will not be present at Windsor Castle during the protest, as he is spending his summer holiday at Balmoral in Scotland. Extinction Rebellion says its occupation of Windsor Great Park is to urge the King to do more on green issues, a topic he has long campaigned on. Catherine Bartlett, of Extinction Rebellion UK, said, "Windsor Castle has been chosen as an embodiment of a broken and unjust system where our message will resonate powerfully. The general election has neither fixed our broken system nor addressed the urgent action needed to tackle the climate and nature emergency. Aristocrats, oligarchs and corporate interests have infected and distorted our politics and media for their own benefit, and at our expense." The protest, called Upgrade Democracy, has said it will not specifically target the King or any individual.